Welcome back to the weather forecast for the week beginning Wednesday, November 3rd. I'm Chief Meteorologist John Ensworth for Longmont Public Media. Yep, had a great week off in Walt Disney World and refreshed and ready to talk about some pretty quiet weather. We have our new moon occurring Thursday, November 4th. A little sliver I saw this morning over the Wednesday morning fog. Our drought conditions are kind of east-west story this time. You'll see that the drought conditions in the western slopes are getting a little better, and on the eastern plains getting a little worse as we go forward 2 weeks. And that is sort of the story nationwide. A few spots are getting worse, like here in the middle plains and the western plains, but a lot of the west and north actually has seen some relief. Some moisture's come back, temperatures are down, so there's less evaporation coming out of the soil. So it's some good news. You can see our rainfall in the western slopes over the last week. Probably should have put 2 weeks up, but I just did 1 week, and that's about a half inch to an inch out there. And our pattern going into the beginning of this forecast period is this ridge growing. I have a trough that's moved by. We had about 3 days of upslope flow and cool air and moisture and fog and periods of rain whenever a ripple went overhead. And that moved away, and now we're warming up very rapidly. You can see the ridge out west is visible in the water vapor satellite image here as this trough departs on Wednesday. With Thursday, we're just high and dry, surface high pressure, lots of rain returning to the Pacific Northwest, some areas of rain and thunderstorms passing down through California itself. So as long as they don't get mudslides, they're doing pretty good out there. It's kind of silly to show the smoke right now, but the smoke is pretty much gone. Severe weather is also not an issue. There's chances of thunderstorms here and there going to Thursday and Friday. It's just on the edges of the nation, and it's just everyday thunderstorms. I decided to add a new little feature to this graphic. First, though, we'll do the normal high temperature is 58, dropping to 53 at the end of the period. So when you see the temperature map a little bit later, it shows 15 degrees above normal. That just puts it into the 70s, so that's still very comfortable. Our normal and low temperature is now remaining below freezing from 29 down to 25. For November, the record high is 81, and that's actually near the end of the month, and that occurred in 2017. A record low of -18, also at the end of the month, back in 1877. You can see over the next 5-6 days or so, no precipitation whatsoever. It is just plain out dry, and then there's some chances of storminess coming in later. We'll see a graphic that kind of shows what's going on there, but yeah, it's quiet right now. The next storm, if it does materialize, is a week and a half out. It'll be covered better in our next video. There's a storm passing south of the state next Friday, so it's again 10 days away, 11, 12 days away. And this is what it looks like, with a band of thunderstorms out ahead and wraparound moisture and snow in the mountains and the plains. No guarantee that will even exist when we meet again next week. So it's looking out the next 10 days. We won't quite get up to that storm, but you can see the ridge building in the west. We have northwest flow, but it's just bone dry. There's a storm coming into the Pacific Northwest, and it goes up into Canada. Most of its energy spent far north of our state, and the ridge just kind of keeps going off into Sunday, and we get a bit of a trophy pattern coming through at the beginning of the week. It'll cool things down a little, but not much. And that's kind of it. It's ridge time. Here's our departing cold air. So that goes back at time a little bit to Tuesday and Wednesday, and then by Wednesday afternoon, Thursday, that cold air is oozing its way down into the south. You can see the abnormally warm temperatures taking over in the west. So we'll just let this run out for a while, but that's kind of the pattern. Yeah, there's cold air in the Pacific Northwest, not in California, but it doesn't really make its way down. There's a little cold front coming in Wednesday, Tuesday or so. Rapidly warms up right after that. For precipitation and all, looking back at Tuesday into Wednesday, you can see our departing showers heading down into Texas, Oklahoma as we go into Thursday, and I'll just jump to the end that nothing really moves in at all over the next 5 days or so. For precipitation, we have over the next 10 days, so this is kind of sniffing out that next system, some precipitation in the northwestern third of the state, very light stuff down the plains. The next 5 days is totally bone dry. I just didn't want to show a blank Colorado map. And again, no snow for the next 5 days, but scoop in 10 days and you do get some mountain snows up here. So looking out for the next 7 days, we go from 60s into a beautiful weekend of 70s. Fantastic weather, partly cloudy to clear skies. Next week, cool down a little bit with that cold front, but it just isn't much. Taking a look out into November, since we have a new month, we have some better chances of above normal temperatures for most of Colorado. A little hotter in the south. Precipitation is equal chances of above or below normal precipitation. And that's all I've got this week. It's going to be quiet and beautiful. So for frequent weather updates and local news, check out Longmont Leader. I have my column over there. This has been Chief Meteorologist John Ensworth. Keep looking up.